Have you ever found yourself questioning the reason behind solitude, the weight of challenges, or even the silence that seems to follow in the midst of struggle? Perhaps, like that bird lost in the desert, you've looked to the sky, seeking meaning, asking for a sign that you're not alone. Sometimes, life places us in barren landscapes, and we're unsure what to do besides just facing another day. It's easy to feel that all your efforts are in vain, that maybe the struggle isn't worth it, that the answers may never come. But what if there's a hidden purpose in each challenge? What if every moment of solitude is a preparation for something greater, a chance to uncover your true strength and purpose? In this video, we'll explore the journey of a bird who questioned the divine, who sought answers in the emptiness and found something much deeper. This story isn't just about the bird. It's about each of us, about the search for purpose, the triumph over adversity, and the power of resilience. Life is a journey that challenges, inspires, and sometimes demands more than we think we have. But believe it, it's in these moments that we find our greatest strength. Want to discover how? Then stay with us. The horizon stretches endlessly, barren and unwelcoming, as the lone bird, lost in the vast desert, contemplates its own existence. Every grain of sand seems to echo its question to the divine. Why am I here? What is the purpose of this endless solitude? It remembers the green forests and generous rivers it once soared over, and a deep longing fills its chest. In this vast silence, it's just another soul, small and insignificant, facing a solitude that seems reserved only for Benedito and his old friend Camila, who also share the loneliness of the wide-open farm fields. Could their purpose, too, be hidden like its own? The bird turns, searching for something. Maybe a shadow, a tree, but there's nothing. Only the oppressive heat and crushing silence. It thinks back to the old days, like one recalling moments of freedom and friendship, days full of color and sound, so different from the dry landscape and faded sky surrounding it now. There's no sign of water, shade, or even hope in this harsh ground. And the desert, in its vastness, seems to say it's in a place without love, without forgiveness. How many times has it felt like this? How many have felt the same dryness in life? The sand beneath its wings is hot and uncomfortable, a reminder of the harshest journeys. With each step, it feels the weight of an endless journey, a relentless struggle that few could endure. Here, it's forced to face its weaknesses and fight against them. And this solitude starts to feel like more than just an absence of companionship. It's almost a provocation, as if daring it to find strength within. The bird remembers the lush green forests it once called home, places where it could sing freely, surrounded by life and color. Now, stuck in this harsh desert, it feels the weight of its struggles pressing down like the endless sands. Why have things turned out this way? It wonders as it recalls the simpler times when work and love flowed easily, without the constant battle for survival. It's a feeling many know, when freedom once taken for granted is gone, and every step forward feels like a fight against something unseen. Just like Benedito, who might remember easier days on the farm, filled with purpose and familiarity. With each day, the bird finds itself growing more tired, not only from the physical journey but from the constant search for meaning. It's the kind of exhaustion that goes beyond tired wings. It's a weariness of the spirit. In moments like these, the memory of a familiar place, a comforting face like Camila's, feels like an oasis just out of reach. Is the struggle worth it? It thinks, echoing the doubts many face when old certainties fade and only uncertainty remains. The bird is not alone in this lament. How many have asked the same questions in times of difficulty, wondering where the old sources of joy and ease have gone? Looking up at the empty sky, the bird feels small, as if the vastness of the desert swallows not only its body but its very soul. Here, surrounded by silence, it realizes that its journey is more than just a physical one. It's a quest for something deeper, a search for understanding and, maybe, a lesson hidden beneath the hardships. And this longing for a sign, any sign, is something we all can relate to. Sometimes, in our hardest battles, all we need is a hint that we're not alone. Like Benedito looking to the horizon, hoping for a change, The bird craves a sign, a spark of purpose. Yet, no voice answers, and the silence grows heavier, filling the air with a quiet dread. It's as if the world itself has gone silent, leaving the bird to wrestle with its thoughts, its regrets, and the choices that brought it here. Memories of old mistakes flash in its mind, like faint shadows of past decisions that still linger. This silence, though unbearable, forces the bird to confront itself, its hopes, its flaws, and its unfinished journeys. It's a silence that teaches, though harshly, making the bird question what truly matters, what it's truly searching for. The bird's heart aches with a deep regret for leaving behind those familiar lands, for stepping away from the comfort it once knew. But even regret, it realizes, has a purpose here. It sharpens its awareness, making it face the reality of its choices and where they've led. Much like the journey of life, where one learns through trial and error, the bird's regrets become a teacher, guiding it even as they sting. It's a lesson in humility, reminding it that no path is free from mistakes, but every path is rich with lessons. For every regret, there is growth, if only one is willing to look beyond the pain. The desert may be unforgiving, but in its harshness lies a strange beauty, a place where only the strong survive, where every living thing fights for its right to exist. And the bird begins to see that, in some twisted way, the desert is shaping it, teaching it resilience it never thought it would need. Each struggle, each desperate search for purpose, is a step closer to understanding its own strength. It's a journey not everyone would choose, but those who do, like Benedito who carries his burdens with quiet dignity, find that every hardship carves wisdom into their souls. As the sun dips lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the desert, the bird feels a faint glimmer of hope, like a whisper that maybe, just maybe, all this suffering is leading somewhere. It's a feeling that doesn't erase the pain but brings a strange comfort, a reassurance that struggle is not without purpose. And as night falls, bringing a brief relief from the day's heat, the bird looks up one last time, waiting, hoping that somewhere in the silence, there is an answer waiting for it. With wings heavy from endless flight and a heart burdened by solitude, the bird lifts its gaze to the vast sky above. "Why am I here?" it whispers, barely audible, almost as if it's afraid to ask such a grand question in a place so desolate. Its plea feels small, lost among the boundless sands and the relentless sun. But still, it hopes that, somehow, the divine is listening, that there is some purpose hidden behind the struggle. Like Benedito on the farm, who, even in his quiet, enduring way, must sometimes look to the heavens, asking for a reason behind the hardship of each day. The silence of the desert stretches on, deep and unbroken, and the bird wonders if the sky is deliberately withholding its answer. Every creature has a reason for being, a calling that brings them meaning, yet here it is, wandering aimlessly, aching for something it can't even name. Many of us know this feeling all too well, the sense of wandering without direction, wishing desperately for a sign that our journey means something. It's like being adrift in life, doing the work, making sacrifices, but constantly questioning, what's it all for? Just like Camila, who holds on to her own dreams, working tirelessly with little reassurance that the toil will pay off. In a moment of raw honesty, the bird speaks again, louder this time, "Show me I'm not alone." It's a plea that echoes the yearning of many, the desire for connection, for a purpose that transcends isolation. It knows that just a single answer, a small sign, could change everything. This plea isn't born out of weakness but out of the strength it takes to acknowledge that sometimes the journey feels too heavy to bear alone. The bird, like each of us at times, craves a reminder that even in the loneliest deserts, we're never truly abandoned. But as the sky remains silent, it questions whether the answers it seeks are meant to be found within. The bird closes its eyes, letting itself dream of past comforts and familiar voices. In its heart, it sees the faces of those it loved, the laughter shared, the bonds unbroken. This nostalgia is bittersweet, reminding it of what it's left behind in search of something greater. There's a lesson here, hidden in its plea, a reminder that sometimes, in seeking purpose, we must first confront the past, understand what shaped us, and let go of the regrets that keep us chained. The bird understands, if only for a moment, that true freedom might lie not in finding answers, but in accepting the mystery of its journey. Still, the longing lingers, as persistent as the desert wind. Each gust seems to whisper promises, yet leaves nothing but emptiness in its wake. But even in that emptiness, the bird senses something growing, a quiet resilience. It begins to understand that perhaps, in the silence, the divine is offering it a space to discover its own strength, to learn the language of solitude. This realization feels like a gift, a subtle reminder that not all answers come with noise and spectacle. Sometimes, they arrive softly, in the stillness, asking only that we listen. As night falls, the stars begin to appear, scattered across the sky like distant promises. The bird takes comfort in their quiet presence, each one a silent witness to its struggle, a gentle reminder that even in darkness, there is light. These stars, steady and constant, reflect a timeless truth. Every journey, no matter how lonely, is part of a larger story. And perhaps, just as the stars have endured countless nights, it too can find the strength to carry on, even when no answer is given. It wonders if Benedito and Camila, looking up from their humble lives, also find solace in these distant lights. With each passing hour, the bird's plea transforms, shifting from desperation to quiet resolve. It begins to see that maybe its journey isn't about finding a grand purpose, but about embracing the small, quiet moments of resilience along the way. Purpose, it realizes, might not come with a clear destination, but with the courage to keep moving, even when the path ahead is uncertain. And as dawn approaches, the bird, weary but hopeful, prepares to face a new day, carrying with it the whispers of purpose hidden within its struggles. As sleep gently embraces the weary bird, it drifts into a dream that feels far too vivid to be mere imagination. In the quiet stillness, an angelic figure emerges, radiating a calm light, as if carrying the warmth of a long-lost friend. The bird watches, captivated, feeling an indescribable sense of peace wash over it. Could this be the answer it's been pleading for? This visitor, like a gentle breeze on a stifling day, brings with it a whisper of hope, reminding the bird that even the harshest journey is not without purpose. It's like Benedito finding a small patch of grass in a barren field, unexpected, yet deeply comforting. With a soft voice that seems to resonate from the very core of its being, the figure speaks, "You are not alone. Every step, every struggle has meaning." These words feel like a balm, easing the bird's weary heart, like a gentle reminder that even in the vast, isolated desert, it has never been abandoned. It realizes that sometimes, answers come not as solutions but as gentle reassurances. The bird recalls times it took comfort in the simple acts of companionship, of someone's hand on its shoulder, or a word spoken at the right moment. Much like Camila, who always found strength in small acts of kindness, the bird begins to see that support doesn't always need to be grand. The figure shares tales of others who have walked lonely paths, each one finding strength in their struggles, emerging wiser and stronger for it. These stories, like seeds planted in fertile soil, awaken a newfound sense of purpose in the bird. It begins to understand that its journey, however painful, could serve as an inspiration for others facing similar trials. The bird imagines sharing its tale, guiding others as they navigate their own deserts, their own seemingly endless struggles. Just like Benedito, who might carry a quiet wisdom learned through years of toil, the bird realizes that each hardship it endures becomes a testament of resilience. As the figure continues speaking, it offers simple yet profound truths. The strength to endure lies within you. You are enough. These words linger, sinking deep into the bird's soul, filling it with a quiet, grounded confidence. It's a reminder that resonates with us all, that no matter how daunting the journey, the answers we seek often reside within our own hearts. Sometimes, in seeking external solutions, we overlook the resilience and wisdom already within us. The bird realizes that the struggle to find its purpose may itself be the purpose, a journey of self-discovery that leads to a place of inner peace. With each word, the figure's presence becomes a steady flame against the bird's inner doubts, illuminating parts of its soul it hadn't seen before. The bird feels the weight of loneliness lifting, replaced by a quiet strength that feels both familiar and new. It's the kind of strength that people like Camila discover over years, a resilience that grows not from avoiding pain but from facing it head-on. The bird understands now that the desert, with all its challenges, is less a prison and more a forge, a place where it can uncover and refine the strength that lies within. The angelic figure steps back, preparing to depart, but not before offering one last, quiet assurance. The journey is yours, but you are never truly alone. These words echo as the bird awakens, feeling both comforted and invigorated, as if given a new lease on life. The desert around it hasn't changed, but its perception has. There is now a flicker of hope where there was once only despair, a sense that every struggle holds a hidden blessing, waiting to be discovered. And like Benedito, who carries on despite hardships, the bird finds itself ready to continue with a spirit renewed. As dawn approaches, the memory of the figure begins to fade, yet the message remains, imprinted on the bird's heart like a map for the journey ahead. It no longer fears the vastness of the desert, but feels a quiet resolve to embrace each step with courage. It realizes that maybe, just maybe, its path has always been guided by an unseen hand, leading it not only through struggle but toward growth, wisdom, and perhaps even joy. The bird, now more aware of its inner strength, begins to see its struggles in a new light. It realizes that every challenge, every moment of loneliness, has carved wisdom into its soul, shaping it in ways that comfort never could. This journey, though harsh, has taught it resilience, a skill learned only through the experience of suffering. Like Benedito, who faces each day's work on the farm with a quiet strength, the bird understands that hardship is a teacher, revealing depths within that it didn't know existed. And in this revelation, it begins to embrace the journey as a path to something greater. Reflecting on its past, the bird remembers moments when everything felt easy, free, and almost careless. Yet it was those times of struggle that truly defined its character, forced it to grow, to adapt. It begins to understand that joy without hardship lacks depth. It's like a song without rhythm, missing the layers that make it resonate. How many times do we, too, find ourselves longing for ease, yet later realizing that it was the struggles that gave our achievements their meaning? Much like Camila, who has likely faced her own storms, the bird recognizes that true freedom often lies on the other side of endurance. The bird starts to see the desert as more than just an endless expanse of obstacles. It's a place of transformation. Here, stripped of all comforts, it has been forced to confront itself, to discover who it truly is beyond external appearances. The harshness of the journey has exposed the weaknesses it once hid, but also revealed strengths it hadn't known it possessed. This is the power of suffering. It unearths truths that comfort would otherwise bury, and it's a lesson for us all. Sometimes, to know ourselves, we must face the very things we fear. Just like Benedito, who might carry scars from his work, these marks are not of defeat but of experience. Each day in the desert, the bird gains a deeper understanding of life's unpredictable rhythm, a balance of joy and sorrow, strength and vulnerability. This rhythm, like the beating of its own heart, becomes a source of comfort, a reminder that every peak has a valley and every struggle has a purpose. The bird begins to accept that it may not control its surroundings, but it can control its response. In this realization, it feels a sense of freedom, a release from the need to find immediate answers. This is the wisdom that suffering imparts, a knowledge that life is a blend of patience and persistence. Through its trials, the bird becomes a symbol of endurance, not only for itself but as a quiet inspiration for others who may one day hear its story. It imagines sharing its journey, much like Camila might share stories of the hardships and lessons learned on the farm. The bird begins to see that its pain, once a burden, can become a beacon of hope, a reminder that resilience is within everyone. This transformation is not just for survival but for growth, for the sake of leaving a legacy of courage for those who may follow the same path. In accepting its struggles, the bird discovers that understanding often arrives disguised as hardship. Its journey isn't merely about reaching a destination. It's about the lessons picked up along the way. Every blistered step, every moment of doubt, has led it closer to self-awareness, closer to the wisdom that suffering brings. It's the kind of wisdom that many, like Camila or Benedito, carry quietly, a strength visible only in their steady resilience. The bird realizes that true understanding lies not in escaping pain but in embracing it, allowing it to shape and guide its heart. And as it prepares to take flight once again, it feels lighter, as if the weight of its journey has shifted. This suffering, once feared, has become a companion, teaching it to navigate life with grace and patience. The bird understands now that this journey is less about finding comfort and more about finding purpose within the discomfort. With wings that may still be weary but a heart that is no longer weighed down, it takes to the sky, ready to continue forward, sensing that perhaps the greatest reward of all is the strength and wisdom gathered through each trial. With a new sense of purpose blossoming in its heart, the bird takes flight once more, gliding over the vast desert with a lightness it hasn't felt in ages. The sky, once daunting and empty, now feels like a companion, a vast canvas against which it can write its story. There's a quiet resolve in each beat of its wings, a feeling that this journey is no longer about merely surviving, but about discovering the beauty hidden within each struggle. Much like Benedito, who knows every corner of the farm, yet still finds small wonders in his daily tasks, the bird learns that purpose lies in embracing every moment of the journey. As it soars, the bird catches sight of an oasis in the distance, shimmering with the promise of relief. It feels a surge of hope, a reminder that no matter how endless the desert seems, there are always pockets of peace waiting to be found. This small glimmer in the distance becomes a symbol, a lesson in resilience and patience. It's a reminder for all of us that even in the hardest journeys, there are moments of rest, like small blessings that give us the strength to keep moving. The bird, like Camila on her farm, understands that life offers these moments of grace, if only we have the patience to reach them. Flying closer, the bird feels the weight of its struggles lifting, replaced by a growing sense of belonging, as if it's finally found a piece of itself in this oasis. It's a profound realization that perhaps all along the journey itself has been leading it back to who it was meant to be. This moment feels like forgiveness, a letting go of the doubts and regrets that weighed it down. And in this release, the bird understands that every hardship, every lonely night, was shaping it into something more resilient, more aware of the beauty in even the smallest things. It's a lesson in love, in finding peace within. As it drinks from the cool water, the bird reflects on how far it has come, both in distance and in understanding. It's here, at the oasis, that it truly feels the impact of each challenge it has faced. Each struggle was a stepping stone, each hardship a lesson in strength and humility. In this quiet place, the bird feels a deep connection to all the creatures who have faced similar journeys. It realizes that everyone, like Benedito and Camila, carries their own burdens, their own quiet battles, and in this shared experience, there is a profound unity. The oasis, while beautiful, isn't the end of the bird's journey. It's just a moment of rest, a place to gather strength before moving forward. It knows that there are still vast deserts ahead, challenges yet unseen, but it faces them now with a renewed spirit. The bird understands that life isn't about reaching a final destination but about embracing each step along the way. It's a lesson many of us learn slowly, that purpose isn't a place but a state of being, a way of meeting life with open arms. And with each step we grow, just as the bird does with every beat of its wings. With its thirst quenched and spirit renewed, the bird takes to the skies again, feeling the wind as a comforting embrace. The journey no longer feels like a punishment but a gift, an adventure filled with purpose and meaning. It's a reminder to all who face hard times that each struggle carries a lesson, each hardship a hidden blessing. The bird knows now that it is not alone in its journey. It carries within it the wisdom of every creature who has endured and grown. Like Benedito, who stands strong despite life's storms, the bird flies forward with a sense of freedom that can only come from understanding. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting the sky in hues of pink and orange, the bird feels at peace, ready to face whatever comes next. It carries a newfound wisdom, a sense that every moment of solitude, every struggle, has prepared it for the days ahead. The journey may not be easy, but it is meaningful, filled with lessons of love, forgiveness, and resilience. And as it disappears into the vastness, the bird leaves behind a message, a quiet echo in the desert, that each of us, no matter how isolated, is part of a journey that binds us all. With a heart emboldened by new wisdom, the bird embraces the vast desert before it, not as an obstacle, but as a part of itself, an old friend on its journey. Each grain of sand, each gust of wind, now feels like a companion, whispering tales of resilience, freedom, and love. The path ahead may still be lonely, but it no longer feels isolated. The bird has learned to find connection even in solitude, much like Camila, who spends long days with only the land and sky for company. It understands now that purpose is found not in escaping the desert, but in learning to move through it with grace. As it flies further, it notices the beauty around it, the subtle patterns in the sand, the quiet strength of the cacti that stand tall despite the scorching sun. It's as if the desert itself has transformed, revealing hidden wonders that only one who truly sees can appreciate. This newfound perspective is a gift, a reminder that life's true treasures are often hidden in the places we once feared. The bird realizes that the journey isn't about avoiding hardship, but about embracing each moment fully, discovering the beauty in both the gentle and the harsh. Benedito, who walks the farm daily, might also see beauty in the smallest details, in each blade of grass that tells a story. With each wing beat, the bird feels a growing sense of freedom, a lightness that only comes from releasing old regrets and embracing the unknown. It understands now that its journey is not about reaching a destination but about finding joy in the act of moving forward. This realization feels like a breath of fresh air, an invitation to experience life without the weight of expectations. In a way, it's the ultimate form of forgiveness, forgiving itself for the doubts and fears that once held it back. The bird, much like Camila and Benedito, learns that freedom is as much a state of mind as it is a place to be. The bird's journey becomes a source of strength, not only for itself but as a symbol for others. It imagines its tale inspiring those who, too, feel lost in their own deserts, those who question the meaning of their struggles. Its story is one of survival, yes, but more than that, it is a testament to the power of resilience, love, and purpose. Each hardship it has endured, each lonely night, now holds meaning, as if the desert itself has been a teacher, shaping it into a guide for others. In sharing its journey, it becomes a beacon, a reminder that no one walks alone, even in the most isolated places. As dawn breaks, the bird pauses on a small hill, looking out at the endless expanse before it. The world is still vast and unknown, but it no longer fears what lies ahead. It feels ready, with a newfound confidence, to face whatever challenges may come, knowing that each one carries a hidden blessing, a lesson waiting to be revealed. This courage, this willingness to embrace the unknown, is a gift born from every moment of struggle. It's the kind of strength that Benedito carries quietly, one that grows not in the absence of hardship but in the presence of it. With a final glance at the horizon, the bird takes flight once more, feeling the wind as a friend and the sky as its guide. This journey may not have a clear end, but that is no longer its focus. What matters is the journey itself, each step, each challenge, each moment of quiet revelation. The bird understands that life is not a single destination but a continuous path of growth, a journey that never truly ends. And with each mile, it carries a quiet joy, a knowledge that every struggle has shaped it into something stronger, something wiser. As it disappears into the sky, the bird leaves a legacy in the desert sands, a story of hope and resilience etched in every step. It's a tale for those who, too, find themselves wandering, for those who feel lost yet continue on. The bird's journey is a reminder that purpose is found not in escaping hardship, but in embracing it, in finding love and forgiveness within ourselves. And for those who follow, the message is clear, that every journey, no matter how difficult, is a gift, a chance to become who we were meant to be. So, as you reflect on the bird's journey, ask yourself, what purpose could be hidden in your own struggles? Are you willing to embrace each challenge as a step toward wisdom, toward a stronger, more resilient you? Life's hardships aren't here to break you. They're here to mold you, to reveal parts of yourself you never knew existed. Think about the lessons in forgiveness, love, and resilience that you could discover by facing what lies ahead with an open heart. How different could your life look if you started seeing each challenge as a path to something greater? What new strength could you uncover if you accepted the journey, not as a burden but as a gift? If this message resonates with you, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. This way, you'll continue to gain insights and inspiration, walking this path of discovery together with us. Life is a journey. Let's face it with courage and wisdom.